Yeah, I know it's late. I know it's late, but it's been one of those days. It's been one of those weeks between you and I, but it's been one of those days where this is the first moment I've had to shoot my video. And let me tell you, first off, I hate shooting my videos in the evenings. It just becomes something that I'm thinking about all day long, and I'm like, oh, when am I going to have the time? When am I going to put it together? How am I going to make it work? And damn if it's not 10:15 at night. But when you got a commitment, you got a commitment. And today is day 55 of my 100-day challenge. And I'm not going to drop the ball now. It's only 10:15. I've got till 11:59 before I completely screw it up and miss a day. And it's not going to happen. I'm Dylan Stewart. I'm the North Star Man. I'm on a 100-day challenge of doing daily Facebook Live videos to connect with myself where I am, lessons that I've learned along the way to get here, and also to guide you and to connect with you and give you ways that you can be better. Be better today than you were yesterday, better tomorrow than you were today, and create this process. Now, first of all, I hate doing my videos at the end of the day. Second of all, I hate doing my videos in the car. I hate it. I hate it so much. And it just doesn't matter. Why? Because there was more important stuff to do today. So let's talk about that more important stuff, or rather my more important stuff. It's probably not your more important stuff. I'm a member of a men's team, and part of what I do in that men's team is I circle up with about 10, 12 men, it was 12 tonight, men once a week for about 3 hours, and we work on ourselves and we dig into who we are and what we're working towards succeeding around, and our fears and our realities. And my team meeting is on Wednesday nights. So I went from work to work to work to work to an hour conference call to my meeting. And here I am after my meeting connecting with you and thinking about the idea of how important being a team player is to me. You know, for a lot of people, you think about the stars like the Kobe Bryants and the Shaquille O'Neals, and I'm thinking basketball, obviously, right at the moment. We could go baseball, but I'm not like big on baseball. I don't, the Wayne Gretzky's, it's not baseball, it's hockey, but still, you think about those players, and yes, you know them and you know their name, but what you don't think about is that if it wasn't for all of the other players on the team, if it wasn't for everyone that was supporting Michael Jordan to be the amazing Michael Jordan, or Magic Johnson, or Kobe, or any of these players, if it wasn't for the rest of the team, you probably would have never heard from them. Now, some of the people on that team, they were selfless in letting those players shine. But in a lot of cases, those players had to work with the people on their team to be their best. So here's what it looks like. There are really two paths that you can take. You can be a lone wolf, and you can do it yourself. And there are places, there are jobs, there are careers, there are circles where doing it yourself is essential. I think about these auteur directors. An auteur director, for those of you who didn't go to film school, I went to film school. An auteur director is one of these directors that controls every element of the movie, like an Alfred Hitchcock was an auteur director. Quentin Tarantino is an auteur director. From the script to the casting to the movie, they are in control of every little element. There's a lot of these famous, Stanley Kubrick was another one of these auteur directors who just controlled every element. And in film, that's great and all. And you become the one-man show who does it all. And aren't you great and aren't you awesome? And woo! Except, what would the movies of an auteur, like an Hitchcock or a Kubrick, what would they have been like if they had really been true team players? If rather than having this control freak nature where they had to do everything themselves, if they trusted the writer to do his job, if they trusted the actors to bring in and do the great performances, if they trusted the set designer to design the set without them having to be like on them and like, no, the set shouldn't be red, it should be green, would the movie have been negatively impacted? Or maybe, just maybe, it would have been even better. Because occasionally these auteur directors win Best Director. But it's not all that often that they win Best Picture. Why? Because whether it's movies or basketball or your life, this is a team sport. You're not in this alone. You're not doing this by yourself. And if you're trying to hold it all on yourself and you're a do-it-alone mofo who just doesn't need anybody's help, guess what? Guess what? You're only going to succeed so much. Because whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's your employers or employees, whether it's your loved ones, whether it's the people that you work with, success, true success, isn't a one-man show. It's a team effort. And when you are a true team player, when you're able to both sacrifice for the team and give back to the team and lean on the team when you need to, because there's that balance. Sometimes you got it all going on and you're like, let me give what I've got to this team to help this team succeed and survive and thrive and score the basket and make the great movie. Or am I mixing? I'm so mixing analogies. I'm all over the place with analogies, but you get the idea, is that sometimes when you're able to be on it and you can give more than your fair share into it, that's amazing. And sometimes you will be in that rough place where things in your life just aren't working and you're struggling and you just need help. But because you've given so much into the trust bank by being in a good place and feeding it to the team, you can be on the flip side of that where the team gets to feed you. And you might be having an off night and you might not be able to make the basket. We're back to basketball. Sorry, follow me, I'm bouncing a little bit, it's late. You might not be able to make the basket, but the rest of the team is playing defense and they're grabbing the rebounds and you're getting to take more shots. Or maybe you show up to the movie set. I'm going to do it again. I'm flipping back again. You're in the movie set and you show up and you've just had a lousy day and you can't quite get yourself together as the director of this movie, and one of the writers or the producer or one of the other people on the set can come up to you and go, hey, I know you're having a rough day. Why don't you let me help out a little bit? When you work together, when you come together as a team, the amazing thing is that everybody wins. It's not about being the great Hitchcock. It's not about being that basketball player that only shoots the ball every time because he's the only one who he thinks can make it. You're trusting others, you're giving to others, and there's this give and take, and all of a sudden the whole team thrives. The movie wins Best Picture. And you got to be a part of something bigger than you. That's the importance of being a good member of a team. And I have learned so much by being on a men's team. I've been on men's teams for 15 years. They've changed who I am to the point where there are some nights that I'm on it. And I will give and give and give and help and support and do whatever I need to do. And then there are nights I can't see straight. I'm in such a bad mood, or I'm so screwed up and in my head and having all these problems and all this pain. I'm like, ah! And the team can carry me. Think about it this way. You're putting this investments in this trust bank, and you just can't withdraw. You've got to deposit too and share the wealth with the people around you in your life. I would be nothing without the people in my life, my family, my friends, my daughter, my son's mom, the clients that I have that I love, that have supported me for years, that I get to take care of, my father, so glad to have my father in my life, and my men's circles. The men's circles that I've been in, I've grown up, I've grown strong, and I've really learned how to own my life. Think about all the places in your life where you need that team, where you can't do it alone, and start giving back to them. Be a great team player and watch everyone win. It's not just about you. I'm Dylan Stewart. I'm the North Star man, just following that North Star every damn day, heading one step closer to being who I want to be, transforming and growing and changing and shining a light down the path for you to follow, even when I have to do it at 10:15 at night from my car. It's all right. I'll survive. Dylan Stewart, North Star man, day 55. I just like doing that. 55 in the books. I'll see you tomorrow.